Hello, Canadians. If you've been looking for a business opportunity, you found it. I've been doing newspapers and magazines for years, and I've been making a fortune of money printing, distributing, selling all over the place. I've done over a dozen magazines already and succeeded in every one. And I've been teaching people my business since 2009. Mostly in America, but I have plenty of students in Canada, and it's the same situation. It's just as easy to succeed in Canada. The premise of this business is it's targeted advertising. In other words, in Canada you have something that's called the ad post, and it's called non-addressed ad post. But anyhow, the idea is that it costs you 13 cents to mail a newspaper to the homeowners. So the way this thing works is you target a particular postal code and you mail your newspaper to the postal code, and then you visit the businesses inside the postal code and you sell them advertising. And why do they buy it? Because they want to reach the homes and the people in them that are surrounding their businesses. That's just a no-brainer. It's their most potential, best possible clients. And that's what you're going to offer them. Now in America, we have some franchises that do that. One is called Valpak. The other is called the Clipper Magazine. The other is called Coffee News. And basically, I teach people to do something very similar. Targeted direct mail. And if you visit my website, there's a 39-minute video where I speak to advertisers in every other medium, whether it's the newspaper, whether it's the television, the radio, the billboards, the internet. And I explain why my direct mail advertising is better. And my direct mail advertising, every customer I approached, I got to sign on. Because my mailings will go into 10,000 homes. This is what a receipt looks like. Canada Post will look different, but this is the sales pitch. 1 cent a house. For a penny a house, a customer, an advertiser, a local business can put an ad in your paper and have it delivered to everybody. This is what it looks like when you're wheeling it into the post office. But this is what it looks like, 10,000 papers in my car. I got 8,000 in the trunk, another 2,000 in the back seat. I could have fit 20,000 in there if I wanted. But the idea is newspaper printing is very inexpensive. And it's the same thing in Canada. This newspaper is 12 pages, all color, and it cost me under 10 cents. And the prices are very similar in Canada. I'll tell you what type of specifications you need, and I'll tell you what kind of printer you need to find, and you'll find one in your area. So that's how you make so much money. You're mailing the paper for 13 cents, and you're printing the paper for 10 cents. So for under 25 cents, you're sending out this paper. So what happens is when you charge the person a penny an ad for a small ad like this is 1/8 of a page. You put 8 on a page, you're getting $800 a page. 800 times 12 pages is $9,600. So basically you're spending $2,500 and you're taking in $9,600. But there's no reason you can't have a 36-page paper. This is the one I send to students as the sample paper, because it's got selling promos throughout the paper. Hidden, that when you're turning the pages, the person you're selling the advertising to, they don't notice it, but you notice it enough to make the remarks that you need to remark about. Not only that, when the potential customers read the advertorials, they'll be blown away, because the advertorials are great. And I teach you to do the advertorials. I teach you to do the regular ads. I teach you to lay out the paper. I help you to get it printed. I help you with the mailing, but I mean, I don't have an account at the Canada Post, so you'll have to do some of the formalities yourself, but it isn't a big deal. But anyhow, if you want your own business and you're in Canada, I'm talking to you. This is Canada's best business idea. I've trained over 300 people so far to do their own business, but in Canada is only like 30 people, 40 people. I need more Canadians. And my students, they're succeeding not only with direct targeted mail type newspapers, but they also have pre-priced papers that are in the stores, that the stores are selling for them. They don't have to sell anything. They're just in the paper, in the stores, on the shelves. They drop off a bundle of 100, and when they go back, the papers are gone, and they collect the money for all the papers that are missing from the storekeeper. So when you drop off a bundle of papers, it costs you $10 for 100 papers, like this. And then you go back a month later, and you give the store, you pay the guy for every paper he sells, you give him 50 cents. So the paper sells $1.59, so he's going to get 50 cents. You're left with $1.09. You're going to get $1.09 for each paper, and it's going to cost you a dime to print the paper. So you're going to make $1 on every paper that storekeeper sold. This is what's called rack jobbing. Just like the guys who sell the bread and the potato chips and the snack cakes, they go into the groceries and they fill up the racks. They fill up the rack, and when they come back next week, whatever's missing, the storekeeper pays them for. And it's done on what's called consignment, and this has been around for decades. Actually, a couple of 100 years. As long as there were stores, there were people that had merchandise that were glad to put it in the store and glad to have that guy sell it. And when you approach a store, they are anxious to get your product, your papers, because it's a new item for them. And when they sell your stack out, they're going to make $50, whether you come back once a week or once a month, depending on the volume of the store. It's possible for you to have your papers in a busy supermarket with 6 checkout counters. Then you have a stack of papers on each checkout counter. And every week you go back and there's nothing there, and you put another stack out. You know what that means? That means that guy is selling 600 of your papers every week, and you're making $600 every week. And when your paper is in the groceries and the gas stations that are open late, this you're really gonna love. They're selling your paper while you're sleeping. Finally, you're making money while you're sleeping. I know you've been searching for that, and a lot of those gimmicks, it ain't gonna happen. But with the pre-priced papers and the rack jobber system that I'll teach you, you will be making money as you're sleeping. Finally. But anyhow, when you sign on to work with me, visit the website, funnewsfranchise.com. Watch all the videos. Learn as much as you can about this business. There's a video that tells you how you can start for free. Naturally, you want to watch that one, because start for free. Maybe you're not suited for business. Maybe you're not smart enough. Just because you're Canadian, and usually you're a little smarter than the Americans, you still might not be an average Canadian, and you might not be smart enough. So you got to watch all the videos. And naturally, if you're seeing this video on YouTube, you got to go to the website, Fun News Franchise. You got to watch all the videos. You got to learn everything you can about this business. And then, if you sign on to work with me as my student, I teach you on Skype, It's very easy and everybody learns because I put on share screen. So you're watching on my screen as I'm designing your paper. And then you'll go down to the bottom and click on the program and I'll tell you what to do and you'll start designing the paper yourself. You'll make a beautiful ad the first session. And if you wanted to do pre-priced papers, we might even finish the first page of your paper the first session. You could be in business in 7 to 10 days, publishing your own newspapers and magazines from your own home. And it doesn't matter. The skills that I'm going to teach you, you could publish anything. You could publish an auto trader book. You could publish a homes and land type magazine. You could publish a health one, Natural Awakenings. You could publish anything. You could publish glossy magazines. You could publish daily newspapers. It's all the same skills. It's all the same specifications. And what I teach you, it's all the same. It's just knowing the tricks and knowing how to get it done and how to get it printed and how to lay it out. And that's what I do. I teach you that. And I teach you from my home, and I've been teaching people since 2009. And nobody's complaining and nobody is waking me up because when you call, the phone rings in my house. So I make sure that I got no complaints. Nobody is waking me up. Anyhow, you need to go to the website. And you need to look into this further. Because even though I only had 30 or 40, publishers from Canada, they all went on to make successful businesses. And that was before, because I'm teaching them since 2009. It's only the last few months that I have my sample paper. And since I made my sample paper, which is dedicated just for selling advertising, it's only been printed for one purpose: to help you sell and make a successful business. Once I came out with this dedicated paper, nobody has failed to sell advertising. And nobody has failed to go forward. And even before, nobody was failing, because it's pretty hard for a storekeeper to not want to advertise his business and reach his neighbors for a penny a house. And you'll be able to have the same sales pitch. Canada, USA, United Kingdom, doesn't matter. Same scenario. The reason you could do everything so cheaply is you're not buying a franchise. You're dealing directly with the printers. You're dealing directly with the bulk mailing system. So you're doing everything at the rock bottom price. Anyhow, there is a lot of information on my website, and you need to go there, funnewsfranchise.com. You need to click on every category. You need to watch every video. There's a video of me selling for 39 minutes. You got to do your due diligence. If you don't do your due diligence before you sign on with me, it'll be a miracle for me to make you successful, because you're one of those guys looking for shortcuts, and shortcuts ain't going to happen. This is a business. You're going to have to work. Except if you want to go with the pre-priced program, then all you got to do is put the paper together. I'll help you. It'll take 3-4 days. Then it'll get printed. Then you'll go around and you'll drop it off in the stores. You'll get 10,000 papers, all bundled by 100. So you'll have 100 bundles. You'll drop these 100 bundles off in 100 busy retailers, groceries, bakeries, butchers, drugstores, dollar stores, variety stores, pizza places. Everybody's going to want your paper because they're all going to be making money off it. So it's so easy to get them to sell the paper for you. So you drop your papers off, and when you go back, you collect your money and you refill them with another stack. But the thing is, if you don't want to work, you could make $100,000 a year just with the pre-priced program. Because if you only want to work 3 hours a day, a week, forgive me, God forbid a day, but if you want to work 3 hours a week, so you go out for your 3 hours, You drop off 25 stacks of papers. It's 2,500 papers. You're putting them in 25 locations. Now the next week, you spend another 3 hours. You put out another 25 stacks. And you do it for the following 2 weeks. Now you have your 10,000 papers out in the community selling through the local retailers while you're sleeping. So now on week 5, you go back to the stores that you gave your paper on the first week, the first 25 stops, the first 2,500. You collect your money from them and you give them a fresh stack. But the idea is you've gotten 100 stops over the course of a month, working 3 hours a day, and you can, a week, forgive me, and you keep doing that. Every week you put in the 3 hours, you go to the next 25 stops, you collect your money, you give them a new stack, and this cycle just continues to repeat itself. And because you're going to be selling 10,000 papers over the course of the month, 2,500 a week, you're going to be making $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 a year. If there's a couple of papers left, so I round it off to 100,000. You can work 3 hours a week and make 100,000. Unless you're in the boondocks and there's no people there, then it's a different scenario. You might have to work a little longer. But this is Canada's best business opportunity. Visit my website. There's hours of information there. There's 12 videos on my website. So don't be a stranger. FunNewsFranchise.com. It'll be the best time you ever invested in your future. My name is Art. My number is on every page, my phone number. And yeah, you could call me. No problem. Don't wake me up, whatever you do. So, but you could call me. You can't Skype me because I don't connect with anyone until they sign on and they're students. I'm not going to go on Skype with you to try and talk you into signing in because I really don't care if you sign on or not. There could be times when you want to sign on and you send me an email and I have to push you back because I am busy teaching people my business. In America, the direct mail advertising franchises, they go for $75,000. And I'm teaching my students the business for $2,000. And I'm giving them the software, I'm giving them everything. And they don't have to pay royalty. So I'm very busy in USA, sometimes too busy. So before you push the buy now button, send me an email and confirm the fact that I'm going to have time to take you on as a student. And when you're my student, I work around your schedule. If you want to train in the morning, no problem. The afternoon, no problem. The evening, no problem. I retired 10 years ago. I retired before I did my first paper. I did it out of boredom. But anyhow, I love doing graphic arts, and you will too. So that's why I teach people my business. I love to design. It's creative. It's enjoyable. It's fun. It's a talent, and I like to develop my talent. I don't have a lot of talents. That's about it. You know, graphic arts, designing, selling. Anyhow, don't be a stranger. Visit the website. Send me an email. Let's get started. And you could be in your own business within 7 to 10 days starting to collect checks. Okay, I'll talk to you hopefully in the near future. Canada, I'm looking for you. Bye-bye.